Hey everyone, it's Tiffany, and I'm doing another video, a part of my 90-day transformation. So this is video 3, and today I'm coming to you with an idea that I've been thinking about as of today, and in general, this whole beginning of this year. Of course, with a lot of people, we tend to rejuvenate our idea as far as the goals that we want to achieve, and you know, and due to life and just things getting in the way, or just sometimes sabotaging ourselves, we don't stay consistent with what it is that we're trying to achieve. So given that I am embarking on this 90-day transformation video challenge, that's prompted me to really go back to what my goals are for 2013. And one thing that I have been somewhat inconsistent, or sometimes I am consistent with doing in order to work towards my goal, is by going by a to-do list every day. Now, I am pretty good at it, but I could always improve, and that's what I plan to do for this 90-day challenge in order to be able to work actively towards the goals that I'm looking for myself. And, just looking back on, different things that I've achieved, as far as, I don't know if you've seen my video, but my weight loss, my fitness video, and my fitness journey, how before I was able to start really seriously focusing in on making changes so that I could get results, I would sabotage myself. One thing I remember when I really did buckle down on myself to get serious about getting in shape is I just said, I'm not going to diet. I'm not going to say the word, nothing like that. And of course I did make changes as far as my diet, as far as things that I ate. But as far as following some type of fad diet, or even just saying dieting, I had to cut that out. And the reason why is because whenever I would get my mind into this whole thing of, oh, I'm trying to lose weight, or I'm going to diet, every time, it never failed, I would always start to binge. And so it will be like, okay, I'm working out and doing all of these workouts, multiple times a day and consistently for days at a time, but I'm binging. And I had to realize that, and I came to realize that what was happening is mentally I was sabotaging myself. And a lot of it, some of it had to do with me just not believing that I could actually change my circumstances. But another part of me was sabotaging myself. And before I even turned on this camera, I was listening to an audiobook from Tony Robbins, and it was regards eliminating self-sabotage. And so that really helped me to reflect even more on how I've done that in the past, and even how, even with the goals that I have currently, how I could possibly be sabotaging myself as far as achieving these goals in a more speedier amount of time. So I took a brief amount of notes, quick notes, and one thing that I really appreciated about what he said is that he said, you associate more pain by following through with whatever it is you're trying to achieve. And he mentioned how it could be a fact that maybe, say, for example, if you do achieve more and you achieve your goals, you feel like, well, if I do, then I'm going to be more alone, more lonely, because people are going to, not be so happy for me. And that does tend to happen, unfortunately. It's, a sad situation where people, they even sabotage whatever you're trying to do. But also he said it could be just the fact of the saying, like the saying goes, misery loves company. Well, if you achieve more and you are actually goal oriented versus the masses that really don't tend to really be serious and execute whatever goals that they're trying to achieve, then that's going to kind of isolate you because of the fact that you're setting yourself apart from what the norm is, the status quo, as they say. So that's one thing that I'm really going to focus on doing, focusing on being more consistent with, following through on my daily things that I do every day to work towards my goal, as well as being conscious about it, being conscious of the fact that I know that I have been in the past doing that, sabotaging myself when it comes to things that I'm trying to achieve. So I'm just going to have to be, more focused, laser focused, and really conscious about how I'm feeling about this and really, like really let it marinate as far as how I need to go about achieving these things and to really be mentally stronger about achieving them and getting through those obstacles, even if it's, my own self is trying to stop me from achieving these things. So, one thing I remember as well with my accountability partner, who's a part of Empower Network. Hey, Karen, if you're watching. We did an assignment together that was brought once again from the Superwomen of Team Tech Massive Action. And one of the parts of the assignment was to write down and answer aloud to each other what are the disadvantages of achieving those goals. And aside, of course, we did also mention the advantages, but I found that interesting that we had to think about the disadvantages. So that's a part of, when it comes to achieving things, there are going to be advantages and disadvantages. So that's what I had to do, and I really appreciated that assignment of doing that because it helped me to dig deeper and really realize more in depth what the impact of achieving my goals would be. And I implore you to do that. Whatever goals that you're trying to achieve, write them down. When your goals, write down how is that going to make you feel? What disadvantages do you think will come from that? Because that's a part of us helping to realize how could I possibly be self-sabotaging myself because I'm trying to protect myself from those things that may happen. I'm working on doing better with time management and being consistent with all aspects of my life that I want to improve over these 90 days. So what I've done is I'm actually going to link to my blog post where you'll be able to get a few tips on ways to do better with time management, because I know that's something that a lot of people have issues with. And a lot of times we always say, oh, well, I'm so busy. Well, there's a difference between being busy and being productive. It doesn't always equate to the same thing. So I'm going to have that in the description box for you to check that out. And hopefully you'll not only follow me on my transformation for the next few days, but also be sure to, join me on this. This is a part of personal development and transformation. And it's not just for me to look back on and seeing my own documentary, but also for hoping that I'll be able to inspire someone else to work on improving yourself and really thinking about, ways that you could refine yourself as a person. And thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.